1 second. 1 second.
Check.
Hold on a second, I gotta log out of here.
I'm loving this suit. Yeah, right? I'm loving it.
Thank you.
Very festive.
Thank you. By the way, great to see you.
You gotta take a picture of this.
I know you're awesome. Sorry, this is.
This is
Alright, we're live right now. We're live.
yes. Cool.
Second, I'm sick of it. I need it after today. I need it. I'm thinking about you something.
Take a picture of it too. It's a double flash, so it takes a while. Okay.
Please all rise. Remove your hats. Arlette is going to be singing the national anthem.
Everybody ready for me?
We're good.
Are we all standing? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Happy Devil's Saturday! This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, season 2, episode 15, titled When Arlette Sings, the New Jersey Devils Win. Just like last night at the Prudential Center, coming back from behind against the Vegas Golden Knights, the Western Conference champions of last year. My name is Sam Boo. I'm here with Shorts Guy, right at me, and also down at the other end is Beer Baron. Guys, how you doing? Good. I'm trying to figure out how to shut this music off, and I can't figure it out. Again, that's producer Sam's, technical difficulties on live here. Actually, you guys aren't even on right now, so let me turn up your mics. Mic check. Ooh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean that's the podcast is, just screwing something up in the beginning, but then we usually wing it, and then we come back and finish up strong, just like the New Jersey Devils last night over the Golden Knights in overtime. Nico Hischier, down 3-0, end of the first period. What were your thoughts?
First of all, that was a tale of two tapes. I don't know about anyone. Watching this game, it was watching Corey Schneider self-destruct, performing a goal on himself, and then watching Marc-Andre Fleury grab the puck with his bare hand. And I was just like, this is the type of game that we're going to win, right? And I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury is going to, make incredible saves and see things that don't love. And then Corey Schneider is going to score on himself. And you feel bad for the guy, but
He's on such a slide, and he's wanting to do well.
yeah.
When he does well, he can do well. He just can't get up.
And we hope that it's not something that's going to be just how his career is going to end up being. He's going to kind of not wait to relevance, but it seemed like the team didn't want to give up. Even if the team came in, they actually was like, well, and then, then they scored again, so it was like 4-1. They just kept playing. One line that really stuck out to me was Jasper Brad and Carlos Zaka did his team not too long ago, and it might not show up on the score sheet as much, but just that energy that they were bringing to the game kind of changed everything. And you see the team kind of give up, they weren't going to lay down. And Vegas, being as deep and strong as they are, they could have just ran over the bench, but they came back and fought back, and it was wonderful. It was a whole coaster of emotions.
Yeah, that's for sure. As soon as we went down, that team was here we go again. Come back, and slowly come back, and all of a sudden, in overtime, we actually won in overtime. It's like, what is this?
Yeah. First of all, we won in overtime, not all. And then we all these people that are playing, maybe he could caught it. He could have probably shot the puck for maybe that problem, and we were trying to keep that wrong all the time. I don't know if that's necessarily the problem, but the end result is the fact that they won. A gutsy game. I've seen that in between the first and second period. I've seen it I've seen it all around. Coach Hans brought them in and just said, I believe you. And we're going to do it, and we come back in this game. And they did. So, that's a huge win. Huge win.
Yeah, you have the ability to take things together. They just stay in. It's a team. For some reason, they can't play a piece of the team together. The whole. But last night, from the point we were down to the overtime goals, finally come together, lost something back, and that's the type of thing we need to gain confidence back and to start playing more goals. Sometimes we lose 3 and we see just completely flip from one direction to the other.
Yeah, sorry, I need to stand up.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
I feel uncomfortable sitting down. Also, my mic.
Do you mind if I interrupt here?
Yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
mind if I interrupt?
You always
my chair
interrupt.
out of my way.
You know what I noticed?
What?
So last night, my wife and I went to the Prudential Center, right?
Yeah.
We were helping Arlette sell her holiday CD for $10 at the Prudential Center, her new holiday album that just came out, which is on sale here right now. And you like that plug?
Well done. Seamless.
Yeah, it's seamless, right? The mood at the end of the first period was very somber, right? But Arlette was there to cheer everybody up.
That's a very, I got to say, somber is a very easy and nice way to say it.
Yeah,
There was a lot of
3-0.
birds were out yesterday.
Losing 3-0. Corey's out of the game, that kind of stuff. And then Arlette started singing, and she says, when Arlette sings, the Devils win.
That's right.
So she started singing, and she started singing out of her, from her holiday album. One by one, sales started to trickle through, and I started telling people, buy Arlette CD for $10, the Devils will win. And you know what happened? They started believing in it. 1 goal, and then 1 goal, and then 4 unanswered. That second intermission, it went from being somber to everybody being holly jolly because everybody started to believe that they could come back and beat the Vegas Golden Knights, and exactly what happened. So I just wanted to make that point that buying Arlette's CD helps the team, and you could buy Arlette's CD for $10. And if you don't have any money today, you can always go to our website, singarlettesing.com, and purchase that.
Speaking of
Arlette.
Hey.
By the way, that was a beautiful rendition of the national anthem.
Yes, as always.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm taking over.
Wow, producer Arlette now.
Yes, I'm in charge. You have to run everything by me now.
Okay.
I'm in charge.
So
Santa, I'm in charge.
You guys starstruck?
I am. I mean, well, so how was it doing a performance in between the
Oh,
first
that
and
was
second?
special. You know why that was special? Because I got to like meet with all the fans like one-on-one, which I really like to do, and I rarely, of course, get to do because I'm always in the center of the ice, you know. But when I was singing yesterday, I got to like meet with everyone like today. Right? Yeah, so it's always awesome to be able to do that.
That's so neat.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's first of all, Arlette, hello. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Okay. A jack of all trades. So it was a great experience for him, and it was amazing. He lives in Italy, and so I was in my studio in Staten Island, and he was in his studio in Italy. And we were working and Skyping, we were sending the tracks back and forth. It was just a very special and amazing experience for me. So that's really fun. And a little extra European feeling in the album. When?
Yes.
Like September, we started. Because you know we need to start. Yeah, that's what we usually do. So it feels to be sad. Hi, Natalie. I'm sad. What's for you?
I think you're eating here.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have to compliment. I've never been here before. This is incredible. My ADD is off the chart, though. I'm surrounded by televisions.
I like
So
this
I would
place.
never be able to go here with my wife because I would never be able to concentrate on a single
No,
conversation.
there's so much going on here. It's
There's a
great.
lot going on.
This place is amazing.
I don't have a whole lot going on. I'm just here hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing here.
So what was the first period was obviously not what the Devils or Corey Schneider or anybody was hoping that would happen.
I don't know what happened yesterday in that game.
What was the feeling when you went out to perform? Were you like, oh my God, like,
No,
what's
you
gonna
don't
happen?
understand. I sang the anthem, and by the time I came up, there were 2 goals on the scoreboard.
Oh.
I was like, what's going on? Yeah, it was, but then it turned nicely around.
Yeah.
It did.
Indeed.
At the end, you know, so that was awesome. But yeah.
You know what, and the 2 times that we've had you on I never asked you this, but where do you watch the game after you do the anthem? What do you normally do after that? Do you hang out for the game?
Well, I go wherever I feel like going.
I like
She's
that.
Arlette. She can go wherever she wants.
I usually go where the food is. So that's what's that lounge? That lounge where there's the food.
Oh, the Fire Ice Lounge there?
You'll find me at the food.
Oh.
Arlette has free reign of the Prudential Center.
I sure act like I
You should. You should have free reign of the Prudential
You know
Center.
what? It's all about how you act and you portray yourself. You know, if you portray yourself as the like, look at me here. Like you would think that I own.
Well, you would
think that I am.
You just replaced Sam. You're just like, Sam, get out of the way. Move.
You would think that. So it's all about, you know, attitude. You know.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So you come out, you get ready to perform.
Yes.
Things aren't going the way that we want them to go. The general mood of the fans walking through the concourse, I can't imagine, was very positive.
Right.
So when they started to gather around to watch,
Well, you know what? I think they separate very nicely me from what's going on, you know, because we could be down by, you know, 7 goals, but when the fans see me and we see each other, it's all love, you know, whatever's gonna. I'm really not responsible. I used to feel responsible because people say when Arlette sings, they win.
Yeah.
So that put a big responsibility on me and a big pressure. And I used to be really, really upset. Then I started to get over it.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I was like, oh my God, it's my fault. It's not my fault.
You can only do so much. You can sing the anthem, and then it's up to them.
Yeah.
But There was a direct correlation when you sang that the Devils won.
Okay.
And it seemed like every time I went to the game, if you didn't sing, they lost.
That's such a rumor. If only that were true. If only it were so easy.
I mean,
just sing all that. We're good.
Yeah. There you go.
Besides me singing, the puck has to go into the net.
That's true.
More times than the other team gets it in the net. There is that factor.
And our goalie has to keep it out of our net and not put it in our own net.
More times than sigh.
I know. I'm really hoping Snyder can turn it around because we can really rely on him if he can turn his game around.
I know.
When you're in the position he's in, and you're down in your luck, and your game has gone, somewhere you can't find.
Yeah.
You're coming back from injury. That's on your mind. The team in front of you isn't very good.
Yeah.
It's so hard to build confidence.
It is, and so much of it is your head.
Oh yeah.
So much of it is psychological. So I don't like to talk hockey because I feel like I'm not qualified to talk about
more
it.
Than qualified.
Yeah, you're qualified.
I feel like I'm not really qualified, but at the end of the day, that's just universal where if your head has to be a certain place, and your confidence has to be a certain place, and it's really hard to switch off and focus on that. But he just has to keep in the, keep at it.
Yeah.
It's like when you fall off the horse, you have to get back on the horse, and ride it again. You know what I mean? That's what you have to do.
And eventually he'll get that win, and then it could turn everything around for him, which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's got to be a combination of he plays a really good game, the team plays a really good game in front of him, because he can't score, and the team's got to score for him, and he's got to keep the puck out of the net. It's got to be a combination that just
and it has
clicks.
to be in the right net too.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I will leave that right there.
I know. It's so.
You believe in just luck, good luck, bad luck, everything else, and just superstition. When things are going like this, where the team is scoring on themselves and just everything seems to fall apart.
That was kind of painful.
It's just, you sit down and you're like, all right, I've seen some bad luck, but this is just beyond.
I know.
Yeah.
This is beyond bad luck. 3 goals against your own team in a single game.
Has that ever happened, like in history?
I'm sure it has.
I'm sure, yeah.
I'm sure it has. If you dig around, we could probably find it. But I mean,
you would have to dig real deep.
You have to. You really do. And it just, the way it happened, it wasn't like they were. Some of the plays, it's just that you feel bad because they were trying to help.
Yeah.
And they were trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
They were trying to block a shot.
Yeah.
And you could see the expression on Andy Green's face when he scored against Corey. Wow. And you just could see the heartbreak in him. Because you knew he felt so bad for Corey Schneider. And as a fan, and it's pretty prevalent in Twitter and all these different places that fans go crazy. Oh, trade him, get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like Schwartz guy said before, he's just got to get his confidence back. No matter which way that is, once he gets his confidence back, he can be that goalie that he needs to be. And if he is, that's somebody that you can ride into, into the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, he has been that before. He has to sort of get back to that place.
Yes.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, there were moments of brilliance.
He's been there.
There were times of periods of brilliance, as a goalie. So, we just have to get him back to that place.
And I guarantee in the locker room between the two of them, when things start going right, he's never going to let Andy Green live that down. Oh, yeah. Remember the time that you tried to, remember when you scored on me? Yeah, you shot on the wrong net.
He's such a sweetheart, though. He's a really, really nice guy.
And he seems it. And you hate to see him in such a downturn of
But that doesn't matter if, listen, you're a nice guy, that's nice. But, we're talking about the sport, it's 2 different things. But I'm trying to put it out there. It's a really nice guy.
And I hope that he can separate, when you hear the fans booing, it can't feel good.
Yeah.
You can't leave the ice after letting up 3 goals on 7 shots and accidentally putting one of those in on yourself.
Yeah.
And then hearing the fans just get down on you.
I know.
I can't imagine what kind of emotional stress that puts on a human being. They're all human.
Yeah.
When you break it down, they're all human. So, even though they look like they can be, completely blocking everything out, they're not.
Yeah.
They can hear us. They hear people yelling at them, and that can't feel nice.
Well, you know what? In the sport, you have to get good at being that. You know what I mean? If you're there and you're in the NHL, you're in the profession, you have to get good at blocking out the noise. That's just one of the things you have to get good at. Better than all of us, If we feel bad, but he has to find a way, or not him, just generally, they have to find a way to shut that off. They have to be better than us in that way.
Yeah. But then you mentioned Twitter before. I think on the flip side, the fans also have to realize that these are people.
Yes.
And the keyboard warrior mentality of like just go after this guy and like you know I'm sure he at least hears or gets some inkling of what's going on. Like you have to remember like they're people too, and he feels like crap that this is going on. Like we don't have to remind him too much.
I say support no matter what. I say support no matter what.
I say the same thing. I always say you never boo your team. You can get frustrated, you can get angry, you can just roll your eyes and look up to the heavens, but you never boo your own team. Because you know what? At the end of the day, they're out there, they're playing, and I know you and I kind of disagree with this a little bit. But I mean, like I don't know. I don't like to boo. I just think that's like the worst insult, like to boo your own team, especially in the middle of a game or something like that, where like you see somebody, you know, like Corey's situation when he's coming off the ice and people are cheering that Keith is coming on and booing that you're going off. Like that's rough.
Yeah, that's rough. But I do still believe that if your team is just not doing well, that sometimes you have to remind them because you know they are professional athletes. They are getting a paycheck for all this. So sometimes you do have to. Sometimes you have to be that check to the balance of being like, hey, remember, you're getting paid, but we're paying to be here. So, you know, start putting it together for us too.
I guess we're all human. You're human. We're human. You know, we're reacting this way. You know, it's
It's just when it becomes personal, and then the insults are just like, all right, that's
a little much.
Some of them are a little much, and it's like, just remember, they're people. You can collectively say, hey, you know, get your stuff together because this is not fun to be at. And we're behind you, but just get it together. And then when it gets to like the personal, it's like, you know, even that's pushing it with, you know, cheering that Keith is coming on. It's like, oh.
And I heard that and you hear it and it broke my heart. Like you just felt bad. But in the long run, the way that the team reacted, and you don't know if it's they react differently in front of Keith than they do with Corey. And we've talked about this. But I mean, the fact that they came out and they didn't give up, and they kept scratching and clawing, and it was not a pretty game at points. And there was times where the Golden Knights really were controlling every part and every aspect of the game, but they just didn't give up. And even in the grand scheme of things, at the point they are in the season, where the season is not going where they wanted to go. They're, you know, 1 of 9, where they've won 1 game in the last 9, and things are just falling apart left and right. The fact that they fought and they found a way to win that game means so much. It's huge. And it could be a turning point in the season. I jokingly said yesterday, well, hey, if they're going to be bad, it's a good year to be bad because at least Jack Hughes is on the horizon, or you know some of these young talent that's going to be coming into the draft, and they're generational players. So if they're going to be bad, hey, that's great. Let them be bad. Let's get one of these generational kids, fix the team through, you know, free agency. But in the grand scheme of things, you don't want to see your team be bad. You want to go to a game. You're
really
paying money.
But we've been spoiled for a very long time. This is the thing. You know, it wasn't like, you know, if we were making the playoffs, it was how far we would go this year. You know, you know. Now we're like, oh my God. You know, the first year, okay. The second year, okay. The third year, now we're like, okay.
It's like it's just gonna change.
We've been spoiled for a while.
Yes.
You know?
We have.
Reality check.
But we're still only 6 points out.
Yes.
We have to look at that.
Which is crazy to think that we're only 6 points out.
We're only 6 points out. So obviously, like, we've got to do our job, but then other teams have to falter as well. But if we can start making up 2 points here, a point there, and all of a sudden we're like 3 points out, which I think, Sam, wasn't that your big thing 2 seasons ago when there were 3 points out? Yeah, you did. That's kind of the genesis of this podcast, was 3 points
Sam,
out.
would you like your mic back?
3 points out! I have to say one thing, sorry. I got to say one thing.
What?
I put up a post on Tuesday on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Let's Go Devils podcast. You can like our page. We're at, 965? Anyway, so I put up a post that we're 6 points out, and then you get these Devils fans going, no, it's 9 points out. But when they didn't see the standings, that they were 6 points behind the Islanders for the Metro Division, but for the wild card.
Oh, we're way out in the wild card.
We're way out in the wild card. So I just wanted to point that out, that, you know, we corrected them online.
Guys, I have bad news, breaking news. Breaking news, Devils fans. Taylor Hall will not be playing tonight. He is out. He did not travel with the team. If you did not know that, now you know.
I had seen something earlier that he wasn't going to play tonight.
I had a feeling he wasn't going to play.
Yeah,
I actually knew about that. We'll talk about the conspiracy theory of like that since Hall was out, and then last night you saw Kincaid kind of tweet something, and then all of a sudden on social media it was like this bombardment of the conspiracy theory that Ray Shero was sitting in the background going, "Yes, tank for news." Like it's a little ridiculous, but at the same time, you don't want to see your reigning MVP not play.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, Kyle Palmieri.
Oh. Jersey Zone is right.
Kyle Palmieri has been having quite a season.
Since the start, since day one.
Since day one,
he's been having just one of those seasons, and I just hope it continues.
Wait, one of those seasons? You mean like an MVP season?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Wouldn't that be something?
2 MVPs in a row.
Well, what is his pace now for goals? 50 goals this season?
Something like that, which would be amazing because, you know, Brian Johnson with the record, which is what, 48? Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember.
But it would be nice to see somebody that would be contending for 50 goals as a Devil because we're not used to that kind of thing.
We're used to defensive play.
Yeah, we're used to defensive play. You score 20 goals and we're like, all right.
The scoring is spread out, I don't want to say evenly, but spread out amongst all the forwards.
Yeah.
And it's defense first and score just one, obviously just one more to win, but score 1, win 1-0, score 2, win 2-1. Like a very low scoring defensive game.
Which brings me to another point. So I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and we were talking about the old school way of Devils hockey, where if they scored 1 goal, Marty would shut the door. They could win a 2-1, 1-0, 3-2 type of game. Nowadays, with the rule changes and the way the NHL is, my friend's argument was like,
Arlette.
That would never happen.
6:30.
You know what I mean? Like that would be completely different because, Marty being as great as he was, just overall scoring is up in the NHL. So inevitably he would not be able to hold down a 2-1 lead or a 1-0 lead and win a game like that.
Well, but that Devils team is also very good at keeping shots to a minimum, and Brodeur is very good at playing under those circumstances, which is very hard to do. It's so extremely hard to play where you don't have a lot of action coming in on you, and he was the master at that, which you always get those arguments of like, oh, Brodeur was only good because the Devils were playing in front of him. It's like, well, he was the right goalie for that era of Devils hockey because he was able to use that workload and to his advantage. And
I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by watching Arlette braid somebody's hair. It's pretty amazing.
Pan into Arlette right now. This is the kind of stuff we do on the Let's Go Devils podcast. We bring in special guests and let them engage with the fans.
Braiding hair. Signing autographs.
Only in our podcast.
Just remember that Arlette is selling her holiday CD tonight here at Mother's Ale House in beautiful Wayne, New Jersey. Did you know that the address is 95 Mountainview Boulevard? I like 95?
that.
Mountain View's a good name.
Right there.
That's it.
Right there.
Yes. 95 Mountain Boulevard in beautiful Wayne, New Jersey. We're here at Mother's Ale House for a big event hosted by the Devil's Die Hard Facebook page. Rob and Noel, thank you for having us. Thank you for bringing the guests here and organizing all of this.
I know Rob is somewhere. I saw him somewhere. And I see hiding in the back there.
Having a beer.
Chatting away, talking like
having a beer.
friends.
Yeah, all right. What a big
Give a round of applause for setting up this event.
Thank you, Rob. Well done.
The charity, big toy donation. I'm going to pin it to the toys right here. Just absolutely amazing. Thank you, everyone, for bringing the toys, and we're going to do some more raffles a little bit later. But we also want to thank our sponsor for coming to this event, Bobby's Auto Care. Bobby's Auto Care, Ryan and Bobby. You've heard them on the podcast. Bobby's Auto Care.
That is the first in-podcast selfie.
Warren County, 2151. In Washington, New Jersey, 2151, Route 57.
There it is.
In beautiful Washington, New Jersey. Bobby's Auto Care. Get $5 off your first.
Whatever.
First whatever.
Yeah, whatever you need for the vehicle.
Yeah.
If it's broke, you bring it to Bobby's Auto Care. They'll fix it. They'll fix it real good.
$5 is $5. I mean, I would spend that $5 and
buy some fish tacos here on Mother's Day.
Hey, maybe you buy a $5 lottery ticket and you win the Mega Millions, and then the next thing you know, you could be part owner
That
of
would be fantastic.
an NHL team.
That would be fantastic.
Just saying.
And we are the
Live
Let's
big.
Go Devils podcast. You can find us on Facebook. We're paying bills right now. Let's go. We're streaming live on letsgodevils.com, but on Facebook at Let's Go Devils podcast. You can't hear me?
I don't know if I can hear you.
No,
over
you
the
gotta turn it up a little bit,
speakers.
Sam. Hopefully everyone else can hear you.
I don't know.
If you didn't hear Sam was saying that we can find us on all sorts of different platforms. Also, we're giving a big shout out to Bobby's Auto Care and everything else. But
I think you could. No, it's not working.
that's all right.
You guys babble.
That's what happens.
You figure it out.
Twitter, Twitch, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, there. Whoa. Now we had too much, Sam.
Watch out.
Is it too much, Sam?
Now it's too much,
much.
Sam.
Wow.
Now.
And this is why Chris is here.
Yeah, this is
That's
why
a lot
engineer
of-
Chris is here to help us figure out the technical difficulties of what we're having right now.
So, as we're hanging out here, I can't, like I said, Mother's Ale House is the first time I've ever been here. This place is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Attention to detail everywhere. That even the doors going into the bathroom, like, it's a weird thing to notice, but like the doors going into the bathroom look like they're from like an old courthouse or something.
Nice.
I don't know. I like that kind of stuff. Anyways, I'm curious, and I wanted to ask if they are going to turn the game on every single one of these TVs
that
in here
will-
and just be surrounded
That would be rad.
by Devils hockey.
Just have
This is like the fun zone.
One day I want my man cave to look exactly like this. Just
all these TVs.
Wall-to-wall TVs. Just stand there and just spin in a circle.
I'd be happy just to have it on this big screen there with sound. That'd be fantastic.
That would be pretty fun.
Speaking of that, we have a game tonight, Nashville.
Yes.
Away in Nashville. Which
So, all right.
doesn't start till 8, so we have plenty of time to.
This is a big test. You've got a team that's coming off of a huge win,
Yeah.
a very emotional win, and good for Nico getting that goal.
Oh yeah, he needed it. He needed
And
it.
Sammy Vodnin, by the way, was probably the most joyous person I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it though, his reaction to Nico scoring was like one of the best parts of the whole.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, the team comes back to win in overtime after being down 3-0. Which, by the way, if you are a real diehard Devils fan, you'll know that Stan Fischler has always said the worst lead in hockey is the 3-0 lead.
Oh, they're the worst.
The worst lead in hockey is 3-0. So the fact that they came back, it was the curse of Stan Fischler, but it worked out for us this time.
Oh, totally.
It was also one of those points in the season where you just watch the team kind of gel together. You see that moment where all of them were just over the moon elated. You know what I mean? Like that, you could tell like
It's like a monkey off their back. They needed to do.
They needed that win.
This win
they needed that win.
in order to just get something going. To get on a roll, and that's what you want. I do have to admit something though.
Yes.
I have Pecorino in my fantasy team tonight. So
What?
yeah.
No offense. I hope he gets lit up. So
I mean, I'm already losing anyway this week, but still,
I mean,
that's yeah. But I have
Listen,
Palmieri. I do have Palmieri.
as an avid fantasy football player and hockey player, one of the things that drives me crazy is when you have your team
Yeah.
playing against somebody that you need your fantasy to like actually produce.
Oh yeah.
Usually it's like football. It's like the opposing quarterback, and I'm like, oh, God,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the worst.
Although I will say
So every
this:
time they score, you're like, yeah, oh, good.
not one Ranger on my roster.
There you go.
I refuse.
You have to.
I refuse to
have
have
to.
a Ranger on my roster.
I think anytime I've ever played fantasy hockey, I would never have a Flyer or a Ranger, and just out of principle.
I might have one Flyer, but no Rangers. I refuse that.
Yeah, but you talk about hanging out with the Flyers. And
I did hang out with the Flyers once, but that was just by pure coincidence. And I will tell you, I had a lot of fun. If you can sit in the VIP section and hang out with a bunch of NHL dudes and drink on New Year's Eve, I highly recommend it. Even if it's of a team that you hate, because you end up talking hockey, and it was like the coolest thing. Because they're like, "Are you a Flyers fan?" I'm like, "No," and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, I hate all of you, but this is fun."
you like Danny Briere, right?
Danny Briere was cool, but I liked him when he was a Buffalo
Here,
Sabre.
I'll give you that. Too.
Hey,
Danny Briere autograph.
Danny Briere. All right. How much is this worth? We'll put that there.
No, we're not going to put that there. We're going to put that right there.
Devil's Podcast.
It's the Devil's Podcast. We're not going to
How
have
much
Flyers
can I
crap
sell
up here.
that for? Get Christmas presents for my children.
You haven't done your shopping yet?
No, it's already done. It's done in November.
No, I'm not done.
I see. I did. This is the first time I've ever done it though. I got everybody done in November. Now I don't have to stress about it. And now when I see my paycheck coming in, I'm not like, well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
No, I'm still feeling that.
So we're going into Nashville tonight.
Yes.
We have a big game, as you're saying, coming off an emotional win.
Oh yeah.
Now you get to the point where you're wondering, are they going to be able to ride that win? Are they going to be able to ride that emotion, or are they going to be so emotionally spent that they're going to come out of the gate slow? So my thing is the first 10 minutes of this game is going to dictate how this game goes.
Yeah.
Now that's not always true, as we saw last night.
Yeah.
Because the first 10 minutes of that game
was completely opposite of the rest of it.
So but this game, I feel like the first 10 minutes, whatever you see is what you're going to get. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you see them come out sluggish, it's going to be a long night. But if you see them come out and have push and actually, pushing the play, there was one thing that I saw last night. They were so much faster and pressing the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
And Brett Sini had a play where nothing happened from it. He didn't score. Nobody scored off of it. But he came out of his zone, broke out, and he was so much faster than the defenseman. He came up along the boards, and he had, a step on the defenseman. He took a shot, and it went wide, or whatever. It was saved by Fleury. But the point is like you could see the defenseman backpedaling. You could see he was pressing the play. He was pushing the momentum back into the Golden Knights zone. And that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
You want to see them dictating more of the game and not sitting back on their heels and waiting for, the inevitable crappy goal to happen.
Well, the one thing that they're going to have to lean on the veterans for tonight is trying to temper down the emotions of last night and not to have an emotional letdown tonight. Mm-hmm. Plus, I know we've had multiple back-to-backs already, but just the physicality of a back-to-back and the travel. Don't forget the travel too. And I'm assuming they probably hopped a plane last night immediately afterwards to get down to Nashville and just kind of get settled in. And it's only an hour, but it is a time difference.
It's a time difference.
It's only an hour.
It's the fact of getting on a plane and having to, not going home and sitting in your own bedroom and relaxing.
Well, luckily, Nashville should only be maybe a 2-hour flight. Mm-hmm. So luckily, it's not that bad. But then again, you're getting in late. And then it's an hour different. And so here's just hoping that the coaching, which they did a really great job with them in Europe with the time difference and everything, it seemed like. So here's hoping that the coaching staff will be on top of that, and then the veterans will help the younger guys, especially be like, all right, listen, last night was fantastic. Bring it in, and then come out tonight and play just as hard and sort of forget about last night. You have to forget about last night, because if you go and let that emotional high and let's say you go down early, well, then it could all come crashing down even worse. So you really have to put last night behind you and then focus only on that. What's that?
I also want to tell you.
Well, it's going to go on about 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Sure. You guys are going to need to just.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just give us the heads up when you're ready.
So, speaking of coming off an emotional win, I know you coaching.
Yeah.
Just today came off an emotional win.
Oh my gosh!
When I saw you in the parking lot, you were wearing that emotion. You just looked exhausted.
I crashed.
And that feeling of just like and you know how it is, just as a coach, and not even in the NHL level. I've coached, you coached. We've both been in just happening in front of you. The game just wears on you, whether it be good or bad. And at the end of it, you're just spent. So think about how you felt, and then think about having to jump on a plane.
Yeah,
fly.
I mean, I was exhausted driving down here, and it was only 20 minutes away. It's like I couldn't imagine having to hop on that plane. But then again, on the plane, you get to relax and kind of chill out. You can, take a nap, let everything. Just take that breath, which I hope that they spoke about prior to leaving. Like, listen, use the flight to catch your breath.
Yeah.
Start focusing on tomorrow. Enjoy tonight, but as soon as we're in Nashville on the ground, focus on tomorrow. Focus on tomorrow. Focus on Nashville. Tonight was great. Got to leave behind.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the only thing they can do. Just take this win.
Yeah.
And hopefully build off of it. Take the momentum of it. Take whatever you can from it.
And she's coming back. Yeah. All right. We gotta wait for Lauren. All right. What are we doing? We singing?
So, what are you singing, Arlette?
What am I singing?
What song are you
funny
singing?
You should ask.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the first track on my album because you know what? It is the most wonderful time of the year for me.
Agreed.
And for the kids and, you know, basically for everyone that has a heart except, you know, maybe the Grinch or whatever.
And we do have Santa Claus.
Yes, Santa is here.
By the way, Santa Claus is in the building.
Santa's in the building. I think I need to go sing over by Santa.
I think you need to go over there and sing with Santa.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I was gonna get up there. It's the happiest season of all. With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of Santa. Scary ghost stories and tales of Christmases long ago. It's the most wonderful time of year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Enjoy. What's happening on this table? Save some pizza for this table. Christmas fans. Are we ready? It's the most wonderful time. With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time. Bring it home now. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Just in time. Beautiful. That's Lauren, guys. She's gonna be filling in for me. Enjoy. Thank you.
That was awesome,
That was
Arlette.
amazing.
That was so
Amazing.
good.
Lauren, very nice. Very nice.
You kind of threw it right there on the spot there, Arlette.
Hey, but you performed. That was perfect.
It's like Christmas. It's almost like Christmas karaoke with Arlette.
I would have choked. I would have been like, she would have put the microphone in my face. Would have been,
Yeah, you probably would have just like, space.
I liked Thanksgiving and things are all right. Good. That's awesome.
That was great. Perfect for the perfect setting and everything. This is
there's
fantastic.
a fireplace going.
Is it going?
There's-
I haven't even been over there yet.
There's mistletoe.
I've kind of been sitting in the corner over here, just hanging out.
I'd say I walked around a little bit, and it's just like, this is my favorite time of year. Not because of the song, but it is my favorite time of year. I just love Christmas time. But it's
agreed.
Like,
me as well.
It's also my favorite time of the year because you're right in the thick of things with hockey season.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
This is like, well,
I've got hockey 6 days a week. I am at a rink. We're with a hockey team 6 days a week this time of year.
But it's, you get to this point of the season, teams are starting to figure themselves out. Things are starting to figure themselves out. And now you're going to start to get that separation, and you're going to start to see, like, who's going to start to rise up, who's going to be an actual contender. I hate to say this, like, who's a pretender and who's a contender. But it's true. Like, who is actually going to start to contend for a playoff spot? And this is going to dictate what happens in February.
And we're not far out. We're still not that far out.
Exactly.
We are 6 points out, which, it's 3 games. But it's not like it's not like we're so far behind that we can't do it. We have that chance. They just have to put it together from the puck drop to the end of the game instead of, let's let them go, let's let them get a 3 spot, and then, hey, why don't we show up and start to play?
You guys could score a couple of times, and then we'll get back into it. No, I mean, like, honestly, there's a lot of things that have been kind of, like, starting to happen. You see teams that are normally at the top that are floundering and struggling. You have Chicago and LA that are at the bottom of the league. Not even in the Western Conference, in the bottom of the league.
It's so weird to see.
It is weird, but if you look at how Chicago, for example, how they were structured, they got their 3 cups.
Yeah.
They're paying for those 3 cups now. So this downslide that they're in is in that kind of, you know what, we went for it. When we went for it, we got what we got out of it. Quinville, thanks for everything, but now hit the bricks. So you're getting rid of, like, all that brought you, and now you have, what they're going through. And the Devils are doing that, but the Devils are taking a heck of a lot longer to get out of it.
They are.
Than we would like to see.
Well, and if you think about it, too, that's the parity that the league really wants, though.
It is.
They want to have a team do really well and then have another team come up and do really well, behind it. So that's really what they are looking for. But then again, even LA, looking at the it's worse in the Western Conference. Oof. Yeah, LA has 24 points. The wild card spot is 38.
Yeah.
And the Pacific Division is 39. We are in a much better spot than the LA Kings.
Do you think Kovalchuk ever sits back and says, I'm very happy that I decided to go to LA, to come back into the NHL? Because his one determining factor was that he wanted to win a Stanley Cup, right? He
won LA this year.
He won a gold medal. He won in the KHL at the highest level. And now his thing was he wanted to win the Stanley Cup. So he wanted to go to LA because he thought that LA was going to be the best fit for him. They were going to have a chance. They had the most veteran leadership. That they had Jonathan Quick in goal. And everything was going to work out perfectly. And he's falling on his face. And he was giving, his fourth line duties. And now he has like an ankle injury that he's out for 4 weeks. I can't imagine. I'm happy about it because it's fantastic to watch him kind of flounder out there. But you can't imagine that this is what he was wanting.
He's probably just sitting on the beach. Yeah, he went from Russia to being on the West Coast.
Yeah.
He's probably just sitting on the beach.
Exactly.
So,
I like at the beach. It's beautiful. I don't know why he's Italian all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I like
was going to say, that sounded like nothing like a Russian accent in the least.
So, there's been some rumors floating around that the Blues are willing to sell anybody and anybody, including Tarasenko.
Yeah.
So they said, everybody's on the block. It doesn't matter. We're open for business. If you give us a good enough offer, we'll send it to you. We talked about this off air. We've talked about this through text. The fact that Marty is coming from the Blues organization where he was essentially being groomed to be a GM.
Yeah.
And was in that front office, in all that kind of nitty-gritty stuff that was going on. Do you see the Devils making a deal with the Blues? And do you think that they have an inside track or at least an open door to what's going on over there, or at least like an open line where they could say, hey, we'll be the first to talk to you?
An open door, yes, but I don't know who benefits more from that open door. If the fact that St. Louis took him into their front office and trained him and then let him go to us, is there a favor that we owe them? Or,
that's a good point.
Or is it that Brodeur knows someone and says, listen, you give us, A, we'll give you B and C, and then we'll owe you the favor in return. So I think there is an inside track there. It's just a matter of, I don't know what side's going to benefit from that, us or them. It can go either way. I can see us having that advantage, like I said, with him being here now and knowing people. But at the same time, we may owe.
It's just
St.
by the
Louis.
way, I'm like still wrapping my head around Marty wearing a Blues jersey at one point in his career.
Oh, you mean Blues legend Marty Brodeur? St. Louis Blues legend Martin Brodeur.
It makes no. Like, I still try to think about that, and I like try to picture him in my mind, like wearing a Blues jersey, and it's super hard to do.
It is. It is super hard to do.
But I mean, so what would you? Okay, so let's say that he does know somebody in the organization. They didn't really let him go. That he was just like basically saying, like, listen, I'm not ready to do this, and there might be an opportunity in. Whatever,
so it was all amicable, and it's
exactly everything's cool. We're all straight. But he still knows somebody over there, and he basically says to them, we will give you XYZ for Tarasenko. What would you be willing to give up for Tarasenko? Imagine him hanging out with Taylor Hall. Imagine that team.
Yeah, I know.
I know there's a lot of other guys a lot of defensive help from that team that we could use. But I mean, you
know what? I'm going to throw this back on you. What if one of those pieces was Mikey McLeod?
I would definitely do it.
I had to ask that.
As much as I love Mike McLeod. And I was so stoked that he came. They bring him up just to break my heart. They give him like 3 minutes of ice time, and they send him back down to Binghamton. Broke my heart. But, by the way, if anybody that's watching, John Quenneville, anytime he's been up with the Devils are 5-0-1 with John Quenneville in the lineup.
Bring him up. Keep him up.
He's up. He was up yesterday.
Keep him up.
He's up. Bring him up. Keep him up.
Yeah.
Keep him in the lineup. I don't know what. It's just pure coincidence, but the fact that the Devils are 5-0-1 with Quenneville, the superstitious side of me is like, just keep him up and leave him up. And he's a heck of a player. I think that he's one of those guys that if you let him develop in the NHL level and let him go through those trials and tribulations, that he will produce.
Yeah.
Much like Mikey McLeod will.
Yeah, but both of those guys could be the two pieces to send there.
And if they do, they do. For Tarasenko, I'll do that.
Yeah.
On a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
You know, we can definitely use the scoring. But we got to upgrade our defense too, because it's not stellar there either.
The defense is probably the most. First of all, it's the most difficult thing to address in any team, because if you have a stud defenseman, you're not letting him go.
No,
because that's the cornerstone of your team. Nowadays, defensemen are so much. They're more valuable than a top scoring winger.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says. If you give me either a shutdown defenseman who is going to stabilize my defensive core, give me my top D minutes as compared to somebody that's going to put up 30 goals in a year, I take the defenseman any day.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And I do that because I'm more of a defensive-minded person when it comes to the game. I think though, with the way that we're playing right now, our stock is really low. So we may have to give up a bit. It would have to be Brodeur calling in a favor, saying, listen, I know our stock's real low, but we'll give you this for this. It may have to come to that relationship there prior to working our front office in order to get something done, because really, who's appealing on our team?
I mean, Marcus Johansson, but he's not going to get you Tarasenko.
No, exactly.
What would be appealing is a number 1 overall pick from this coming up draft. But I don't want to give that up, because you look at the talent that's coming out in this draft. It makes me giddy to see the amount of talent that's coming out. Jack Hughes headlining the Americans, obviously, but there's some kids that you could go at least like 6 picks deep, and you're still getting close to generational talent.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Hughes, if you end up with the first overall pick, you're getting a kid that is supposed to be the next American version of Connor McDavid, better than Austin Matthews. You know, like you have guys that are, Gretzky, who are like drooling all over this kid.
Yeah.
So he is the real deal for sure. And then you have Kakko, or however you say his name. I think he's from Finland. This kid it's supposed to be like an Austin Matthews line A type of draft, where you have so much talent that is so closely matched.
Yeah.
But from different countries, so it's hard to evaluate certain things because
different levels of play and
exactly. He plays with more adults than Hughes does.
Yeah.
But Hughes has so much raw talent and raw ability, and so there's either or. But either way, if they're going to be terrible, this is the year. I keep saying this, but this is the year to do it.
And you don't want to possibly send that draft pick out, not knowing what's there.
Hey, big thank you to Melissa. if you're leaving or not leaving. I don't know. I thought you were leaving.
Looks like she's leaving.
Looks like you're leaving.
Are you leaving, Melissa? Awesome.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of that draft pick yet, knowing what it might be, but
I mean, there's a lottery, and then you have all that kind of stuff that you have to like make sure that everything falls into place. Because if it doesn't, then it's not for naught because you're still getting a top pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And something that the NHL has shown you is you can have somebody like Pavel Zacha, and there's so many people that hate on him, but I still have so much belief in this kid. His defensive game is I think better than a lot of the kids around him. Like Barzal will wow you and score and put up points, but I think Zacha's defensive game is so much better than Barzal's defensive game, and that's huge, especially nowadays.
Yeah, you need that two-way player.
You do.
You really need that, and that's what you want to look for, that overall well-rounded player. So I think it would have to be a favor Brodeur would be calling in.
100%.
It would absolutely have to be a favor Brodeur is calling in. How we doing on time, Sam?
We're doing well. Pete's going to be on in 5 minutes.
Oh, Pete's coming on.
Woohoo!
Hey.
I got well. I'll talk to him when he comes on. But we went to the Tampa Bay game, hung out. We got to hang out with Pete. He was such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Showed us his whole rig and like.
Yeah, I saw it too. It was so cool.
It was so cool. Like you just like you got to be a man, and just like one of the just easiest person to talk to.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's gonna be fun.
Sam, what's up?
I'm just starting.
Come on, producer Sam, get involved in this conversation.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I don't know, Sam. We haven't heard you.
I don't know. My beer is empty. I'm running out of ideas.
Well, we got Organist Pete coming up. In
Very
about
nice.
4 minutes. I'm trying to give him hints over there. He got the bar talking to Arlette right now.
Yes. Thank you, Melissa.
I'll pull up cookies.
Oh.
We have to try these later.
Yes.
Right now they're taking pictures with Pete and Arlette and Warren. And just a fun time here at Mother's Ale House.
I think this is a great time. And it looks like the outpouring of support for the toy drive is fantastic over there. Let's pan over that again.
Let's pan over there. The toy drive benefiting Oasis, Devil's Die Hard Facebook page. Noel and Rob organizing this.
Yeah, Noel and Rob did an amazing job putting this together.
Amazing job. Now look at this crowd here at Mother's Ale House, which is really an official Devil's viewing party destination.
That is right.
Like that other ale house near the stinking river. That team that plays across the river.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget that.
We're definitely. We love the Mother's Ale House.
Yes, it's a great spot.
That's what I think about the other ale house near the river.
I have to compliment. We have two fans that are sitting right here that have a Riveters Championship banner.
Oh, cool!
Which is super awesome. We have to also mention, Sam, that
that is so rad, and it's autographed. That is rad.
Autographed by. That's right.
Woo!
We had a representation from the Riveters come by earlier for this event that Rob and Noel put together, which they did such a fantastic job. Anytime we're able to give back to the community, and especially during this time of year where you could.
This time of year especially, yeah.
Especially, hey, that's the thing is like being able to go out and buy even like a simple gift and bring it to a toy drive or, bring food to a food bank and make any kind of impact. It means a lot.
Yeah, especially this time of year.
Exactly.
It may be the one thing that one kid gets, and it may make the whole difference.
Exactly. And I know the Devils just had a huge toy drive as well, and they had, a huge turnout with fans bringing in toys to the arena. I think they collected over 8,000 individual toys, maybe even more than that. And Brett Sini went out and with NJ Devil, and they handed out the gifts. And some of the things that he was talking about was just the excitement from the children that they were getting something.
Yeah.
And sometimes we as, we forget, we take a lot of things for granted. And we don't realize that buying something small or buying big, whatever, just that like gift in general. Some kid is going to get this gift and they're going to be elated. You know, they're going to their Christmas is going to be completely made, or their holiday is going to be completely made just because of that.
And I'll tell you what, I love toy drives, and this is fantastic, but those teddy bear tosses that happen in juniors and the lower level, like the Calgary Hitmen are always notorious for the best ones. And that is such a fantastic thing. And the fact that both teams are like, all right, well, listen, just so you know, when we score our first goal, it's going to start raining stuffed animals. And it's so fantastic to see that type of I love seeing that. It's like when you just watch it, and it's like 3 straight minutes of just stuffed animals
dumping onto the ice.
Pouring onto the ice. That to me is fantastic. Again, always a holiday thing. I don't know if an NHL team has yet to do it, but it seems to always be all the junior and the lower level teams. But it just looks so much fun, and everyone has a blast. And it delays the game. And like from the player standpoint, like I understand it's for charity, but that's kind of be like, oh, well, this is gonna be for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you can tell that they even enjoy it.
Yes.
They get a kick out of it.
The home team at least gets a kick out of it. I think I've seen somewhere the away teams just kind of go to the locker room, and like the away team or the home team is like doing snow angels in the piles of stuffed animals, and they're helping to, shovel them all up. I love watching those.
And how cool would it be if like the Devils did something like that, where they maybe we can put that little bug in their ear, like maybe next year around this time they could do that teddy bear toss, because by the way, if anybody has not seen that, go and Google it. Just like go on YouTube, find one of those videos. Yeah. It is the coolest. Arlette, see you later.
Thank you, Arlette. Thank you.
Thank you,
Arlette. This song was awesome. So good.
You're awesome.
Yes, definitely.
But just like you said, just seeing the amount that they do in like an AHL arena.
Yeah.
Imagine if an NHL team actually did it and like went full force with it. How crazy that would be! It would be like a 20-minute delay for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But it would be insane.
I hate to say this. If the Devils did it though, we'd have to have scoring.
Yeah.
And people in the building. I have to point it out. We would have to have a goal scored for,
and we'd have to have to be sold out. I think, there. You know what though? I think if they told everybody that was going to happen, it could
get people out. Yeah, and I would hope
sell out. The building would sell out, 100%.
You didn't get Pete? All right.
Yeah, Pete.
Pete, you're on. Hey.
I have a good question for him too.
Do you?
I've been thinking about a playlist, and I don't know if he can or is able to play it, but I'm gonna ask him.
Do it, Pete. I love this sweater, by the way.
That is a great sweater.
You should have. Hey, everyone! It's Pete. It's Organist Pete. What's up, Pete?
How you doing, Pete?
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can kind of. Sam, do you want to turn? Can you hear him out there, Sam?
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
There we go.
All right. So, where's all the Devil fans?
Hey.
Oh, I don't know. That sounded kind of weak.
Yeah, that was kind of weak.
Oh, come on,
Rob. Get your people going.
Come on, Rob. Let's go.
All right. Now, who was at the game last night?
Was anybody?
Rob was at the game. Sam was at the game.
Somebody all the way in the back.
Who was booing? I want to know who was booing in the first period.
If you're booing, you got to get out of here.
I don't want to have that. But we did it. We pulled it out, right?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah.
How's it from your vantage point at your organ there?
Well, as you know, the first period we were down.
Yeah.
3-0, right? And the control room changed the whole script to get the crowd back into the game.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, we run the whole game on a script. I remember the last time I talked to you guys.
Yeah, you explained it.
Everything is scripted out, like all the commercials, all the things we need to do to pay the bills. They're all in a script. Every time we have a timeout, we have a whistle, something's got to go on. We changed the whole thing just so we could keep the crowd back into it.
Wow.
Now, how is that for you to have that change on the fly?
Well, I have my script in my tablet, so I just you know, it's a tablet. I can write on the screen.
Yeah.
So I just cross it off and write in. They're talking to us
and you're just kind of filling in what you need to do then.
Okay, we're going to take what's happening in the third period. We're going to put it in the first time out in the first period because we need the crowd back into it. We're going to move that to the second. We can move this to intermission. They moved the Monster DJ favorite song. They moved that with DJ Yoshi. They moved it to the intermission.
Okay.
Okay, because they wanted to do stuff that kept the crowd into it. It was 3-0. They said, okay, we're not going to do Flair. It was 3-1. Okay, next whistle, we're going to do Flair. Goal. It's 4-1. Oh, we're not going to do Flair. Okay, 4-2. Okay, Flair's back in.
But that's so cool to hear, these things that happen behind the scenes that we don't, as fans, when you're in the stands, you don't realize how much production is going on.
Oh yeah.
With everything, every little nuance that goes on in the game.
It's constantly changing.
What are we doing? We're doing a raffle?
They want Pete to pick out the number.
Oh man, I forgot.
Let's buy one. Let's mix these up.
Mix it up for Pete.
All right. Picking one, right, Sam?
What are we giving away here?
Sam, yeah. What are we giving away, Sam?
What are we giving? It's a mystery prize.
Oh, it's a mystery prize. All right.
Mystery prize. Okay, everybody ready?
All right, pick it up, Pete.
Closing my eyes. Put my hand in the bucket. Swish it around. Oh, what do we got? Did I get one?
Got one.
Okay. You want to read it?
I can read it.
I have my glasses on.
All right, so the winning ticket as picked by Pete. So if you didn't win,
get your raffle ticket. Get your raffle ticket.
746046. Do we have a winner? 746046. Hey, there's a winner. All right. Rob, do they see? Hey, Rob, who do they see? You? Me? Me? What am I giving away? All right, I'm giving something away. Something TBD. Something to be determined. We got it over here? All right. All right, we got a lot to give out. So,
is it too late to buy a ticket?
Hey,
I might have to buy a ticket.
All right, the winner in the back corner. Right there, right in the center.
Here comes Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, yeah, Santa Claus is going to verify.
Right down Santa Claus Lane.
Oh, and Arlette leaves right when we need that. Oh, man, okay, that's whatever.
So yeah, Pete, that's something that I find so interesting that we as fans don't understand, like all those little nuances that go on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Even those down to picking like what is going up on the scoreboard, what are you playing,
right?
Why you're playing it,
right?
Because like you said, if the team is losing, you don't want them.
It's our job to get them back into it,
and that's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah, we changed the whole thing, man. We're like red penning our script the whole night.
That is so interesting.
Write this in. Cross this out, write this in, and it worked.
Yeah.
You
know what? Everybody says when Arlette sings, the Devils win, but it's also when Pete changes the script. We'll go to that too. When Pete,
there's the new one.
When you change the script,
take a little heat off Arlette. When Pete changes the script, we win.
Don't hold me to that. It was my director that changed. I was just following him.
So is there also a bank of songs that are not on the script that you have as kind of like backup songs in the back pocket, like if you need to use them?
Yeah, I have a whole set list of stuff, but during the game, it's like not so much playing songs, it's so much crowd prompting songs, like to get them to clap their hands or to get them to energize the team.
Yeah.
That's our job during the game. During intermission or during ingress, when the people are walking in, I can play kind of like top 40, those.
Yeah.
Which one? That one?
No, this.
Oh, space bar? That?
Hey! Pete at the controls now.
So I was thinking about this because the last time I saw you and the last time we talked to you, the one thing I want to know is the Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers soundtrack, which is like one of the best soundtracks ever. Do you play anything from the Blues Brothers soundtrack?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that. There's
Yes, yeah.
Play that one. What's the name? I don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah,
I don't know the name of it, but I know just.
I play that one. Yeah, that's cool. I know a couple of those guys actually that played in the band.
No kidding.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're guys from New York I used to work with. Yeah, they're cool.
Nice.
Stuff.
So you excited for the holiday season?
Yeah, actually. Where's my wife is with me? Where are you, wife?
She was somewhere over there. I saw her by you.
Yeah.
She may have wandered away.
Yeah. Little known fact, Arlette introduced me to my
No
wife.
kidding.
That's cool.
Yeah, Arlette, are you still there?
No, Arlette left.
Everybody left me. Okay. Yeah, that's great. We got a couple of games coming up. We got a game Tuesday, we got a game Friday, and game Sunday.
Okay.
For a holiday. So we're all, I got all my Christmas songs, my playlist ready
Nice.
to go.
I always enjoy going to the game right before Christmas. There's just something about it I just enjoy going to. And I'm going to attempt to make it this year, but my schedule is really tight. I'm going to be in Boston on Saturday night, and I'm trying to make it back in time for the 12:30 game.
Okay.
Which, if it was a 7:30 game, or a 7 o'clock game, or even a 4 o'clock game, would be so much easier. But I kind of like those challenges of the logistics of figuring out how to go from Boston back to Jersey to a Devils game. Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure you could do it, but your body might not hold up. You might get there and just fall asleep in the first intermission.
Yeah, and
that's a lot of traveling back and forth.
I don't know. Some of the traveling I did in the last 2 weeks.
That's true.
I mean, I went to Dublin for 48 hours.
True.
There she is. That's my wife, Sabrina.
There's Pete's wife.
Hey.
Hi. Everyone say hi to Pete's wife.
Yeah.
Right over there. Hi.
Arlette introduced us. Arlette introduced us because
Very cool.
there's an Italian connection here, and my wife's from Rome, Italy, and that's the connection.
That's so cool.
Very nice.
Very cool.
So when you're getting ready for the holidays, and especially in the arena, do they give you a set list of specific songs that you cannot play for holiday, I guess, reasons or purposes or anything like that?
Yeah, we kind of keep it kind of generic.
Like
Yeah,
neutral?
nothing too secular or religious, more like popular and entertainment-wise. And we were just told that we can't play "Baby It's Cold Outside" anymore.
Yes. Yeah, that
Did you
song
hear
is
that
no
whole
good.
story?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they reversed it.
They did?
They reversed it over at that station in Ohio. Apparently, it's back on the air.
Oh, okay.
And it never came off of Sirius XM because it's been on every other day. Every other hour it's been on. So it was it seemed to be only that one specific station in Ohio.
All right, so if I play it on Tuesday and they say something, I'll say you guys said it was all right.
No. I'm saying don't play it. Don't play it. Stay away from it.
Just say you found it on the internet. It was okay. It was on the internet.
I even played Hanukkah songs.
Which is great,
I played the dreidel song, and I played Adam Sandler's Hanukkah.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
So, I try to cover all the bases.
You have to.
And try to get everybody in and to sing along.
Especially in our area, because it's such a diverse area of the country. You have to have all of that included because you have everything from all around the world living in our area. So you absolutely have to do that.
That's very diverse. Yep.
Do you have any holiday tunes that you prefer to play or that you like to play?
Yeah, I like the stuff from Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, very
I
cool.
like to play those. I sprinkle in a couple of those.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah.
All that. As you can see, I can't sing, but I can play.
Yeah, we heard you last time. You were sitting at your keyboard last time you were on.
That's right. Is there a keyboard around?
No, not right now. Producer Sam dropped the ball again on that.
Sam.
There's no keyboard for Pete to play.
But Santa promised me a pipe organ, right?
Hey.
He did. He came over to me and says, I got you a pipe organ for Christmas. I said, with all the pipes?
Now, have you ever played on a real one of those church pipe organs?
That's what when I was in college. That's what I started on.
Those are wild.
Yeah. It's massive. It's a massive sound. All the pipes on the wall all the way around you. It's great.
It's something that you can't replicate. You can't replicate it electronically, and it's just one of those things. And I've gone to a church where they've had the real huge pipe organ, and the organist just playing and all the different pedals and everything else. You look at it and it's like reading Greek. I don't understand any of it. And you just watch the organist playing, and it's so incredible, and just the sound is so
Nothing
big.
like it. And you're pushing air through metal.
Yeah.
You can't recreate that.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
And it's a full body experience. You got both your hands going. You got your feet going.
Yeah, you got to be like a drummer.
Yeah.
Each hand, each foot is doing something different. Yeah.
So can you play? That's a question that we haven't asked you yet. Can you play any other instrument besides just the organ? Can you
play the radio very well? I play a little guitar. I play a little trumpet, but mostly keyboards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to Arlette about collaborating on a project?
We actually have. Yeah. Last year we did a couple Christmas songs together on the concourse in the intermission, like what she did last night.
Yeah.
Except she came over to my section where we have the organ, and we did a song together.
Oh, so
cool.
nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, her album is incredible.
I know.
Have you listened to the whole thing?
I have not, but the tracks I heard were amazing.
Incredible.
The guitar player that produced it with her was just incredible. I know him actually. His name is Miko from Torino. I met him a couple times a few years ago, but he's very good.
She made a really good point about him, about saying that he's very European. Like the way you can tell he plays, and it's like the finger picking and then just the way the guitar sounds and everything else. You could definitely tell that's like that European feel.
Yeah.
But it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you were to do anything outside of just doing, playing for the Devils, do you have any other side projects that you're working on currently, or is there? Is there a Pete album that's going to be coming out?
Well, I've always talked about, wanting to put a CD out of the music I play at the Prudential Center. And someone actually asked me to do it. So that's kind of a project I would like to work on.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Can we sell it for you?
Yeah, we'll sell 100% we'll sell for you.
Sure, what's your cut?
Nothing. We'll just, well, I don't know about you. Just to hang out with you. That's all we want. Which, by the way, I have to thank you, my friend Charlie, that won the.
Oh, Charlie Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We from the moment that he won the tickets and like just watching you on the podcast, we talked about it like every week. Oh, I can't believe it. And he texted me, oh, me and Pete were emailing.
Did we win that night?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Probably
It's against Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, no.
Tampa Bay's they've had our number.
It's Charlie's fault.
Yeah. I did blame him. That's true.
Okay, good. Gotta blame somebody. I mean, last night we won without Taylor Hall.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Which is
interesting.
And he's not playing tonight either.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And what happened? Did you hear what happened?
Lower body injury. That's the thing
They're
about the
so
NHL.
vague now.
Yeah.
That used to be a playoff-only thing. They were that vague. It was only vague in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, a few years back, they switched to just being like, all right, vague. Upper or lower, done.
Well, but things might change because of sports betting being legalized, especially in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You're going to start to see that these injuries are going to be announced like specifically.
But league-wide?
League-wide.
It's got to be.
From what I understand, it's like league-wide, it's going to start to become a mandate. These are all rumors and stuff like that, but because sports betting is going to be more prevalent, it's going to be like, well, he has a broken thumb, that's why he's not going to be out, instead of random upper body injury. So
yeah, which covers from the waist up. That could be anything.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Waist down and anything as
but
well.
I kind of appreciate about as I've played sports, and anytime somebody was like, if you're injured, you would not tell. I would never want the other team to know that. No. Hey, my knee's bothering me. So if you come in to check me, don't give me any extra attention to my knees. So
sure, you got to keep it quiet.
Yeah. So keeping it vague is okay.
Keeping it vague, which is why they only did it for the playoffs way back when. But you're right. I never even considered the fact that with sports betting, they're going to want to know. But then again, if a guy's out, a guy's out.
A guy's out, a guy's out. But from what I understand,
they may have to
leagues have to be a little bit more transparent about it.
They may have to be more transparent about how long that person is going to be out, or give a better estimation about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can still see them being able to be vague about the injury itself.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure they will.
Or at least maybe be more specific to the where exactly on the upper body.
Yeah.
Hand injury, wrist injury, elbow injury, shoulder. Leave it at that and just say shoulder out, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pete, last night's game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it specifically. You come into the game, and you're a fan too. What a lot of people might not know is that you're as much as a Devils fan as we are.
Sure. When the Pucks in play, I'm a fan.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So last night watching the game, you want Corey to have a good game. What was your experience? And outside of the script, because we understand you got to change on the fly. But as a fan, how did that feel for you to watch the game go from completely disastrous to the elation of Nico scoring in overtime?
Well, deep down inside, you always got to feel we're going to do it. You're disappointed. You're worried. Oh my gosh, it's Las Vegas. It's 8 minutes in the first period. It's 3-0. It's like, what's going on here? And you're thinking, all right, well, let's just kind of hang on and see what's going to happen. And then as it progresses, well, okay, we got to go. Let's go. And a lot of gritty play, a lot of gritty play. And, when we turn it around, so you got to feel good about it. But, I'm a fan. I felt bad about it. I watched Corey go off the ice and he went right to the locker room.
Yeah.
That made me feel real bad.
Yeah.
But
it's so hard to be in his position right now.
Yeah.
And he was off the bench for a while. Amanda Stein, who does a great job covering the team, actually reported out that he was not on the bench for a good period of time. And you can't blame him, because going through what he went through, the one goal being kind of his fault, and then hearing it from the crowd as they're going off, You just feel terrible.
The
for the guy.
booze make me feel real bad.
I know.
mean,
It's same here.
Yeah. I mean, we're all Devils fans. This is, we got to go with the rise and the fall.
We do.
If we're down, don't boo. Try to cheer your team on.
Yeah. That's when they needed to hear it the most.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm sure they maybe had to have a contractor come in patch a few holes today too.
What do you guys want at Mother's Ale House?
At Mother's Ale House, I will have a Christmas ale.
Christmas ale?
I will have a 60-minute. Doctor said 60-minute IPA.
What is it?
60-minute IPA.
Heineken.
Hey, all right.
Hey.
All that free plugging for Heineken, for
Look at
Dogfish.
Look at this. The live podcast. We get beers given to us at the live podcast. This is fantastic.
wait,
Normally, I have to say.
Look at this. My wife's.
Oh, hey!
Way to go, Sabrina.
Way to go, Sabrina.
Yeah, I mean, normally we'd have to be like, I text Sam, I'm like, cut away for a second. I got to go dip out.
Yeah.
I ran out of beer. I got to go
Ran
get
out of beer. Well, and that, and you have your wife bring you beers too sometimes.
Sometimes, once in a blue moon. If she's still awake and she's like hanging out, I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have that.
You should put a mini fridge right next to where
I got the kegerator, but it's on the other side, away from where I'm set up. Maybe I just got to move myself to the kegerator side of the house.
That'd be perfect.
There you go.
But I mean, honestly, that yesterday was such an emotional roller coaster.
I mean, at the end of the game, me and Yoshi were hugging and high-fiving.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So is DJ Yoshi, is he as big of a fan of the team as you are?
Oh, sure. He was like a fan like a long time ago when I first started. He was a fan. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And, we were going crazy. The people behind us were crazy. And they give us T-shirts now to throw. So everybody loved that. We threw T-shirts. And at the end of the game, it was, 30 or 40 minutes after the game was over, I'm walking out in the rotunda where the box office is. They're still wooing for Ric Flair. Woo!
That's awesome. Oh, yeah.
It was great. What an atmosphere.
It's just so, a game like that is just so fun to be at because you see the ebbs and flows of how the game goes. And if you're, I hate to say this, but if you're a real fan, and I'm not saying like you're a real fan, but if you're like a real fan of the game, you could watch the Devils and you could see that there was no quit in what the team was doing.
Give up.
They never gave up at any point. You could see like there was things that were happening, and a lot of the teams in their position could have easily folded easily just packed it in. You change the goalies after not even fully through the first period.
Yeah.
You're changing goalies already. Yeah. You're down 3-0, and it's 8 minutes into the game, and they just kept fighting.
They made their adjustments.
They kept fighting, and they made adjustments.
They regrouped, and for the second, they regrouped again. And
thank you, Sam. Look at that service.
The boss said the Heineken's over there.
The boss brought the Heineken here.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh my God! So I'm the only one that's empty here. Sam, I hope Sam's coming back.
I think he's coming back.
I think he's coming back.
So what are your predictions for tonight? What do you guys think what's going to happen tonight?
Well, hey, it was Vegas last night. It's only Nashville tonight.
Only Nashville. Yeah, it's only Nashville.
It was no problem.
Yeah, right?
Right?
I mean, we don't have to worry about them. It's only Pekka Rinne and, the likes of Nashville Predators.
I know.
The funny thing is, every time we play Nashville, the only thing that rings in the back of my head is the fact that the Devils were this close to moving there. And the fact that this team, even after they won a Stanley Cup, still almost moved to Nashville.
That was so hard.
And I remember saying, a team would never work in Nashville. I was also very young.
It works.
And it works.
Yeah.
And it is. And I love everything about Nashville, how they embrace that team.
Yeah.
And it is so good for hockey that they're there.
It is.
Yeah.
So now I understand why they wanted to move the Devils there, but at the same time, I'm glad they didn't.
So now we have Seattle.
Which I'm very excited for because I have half my family lives in Seattle.
Yeah.
So my brother, who's a diehard Devils fan, and by all credit, is the one that got me to become as much of a diehard Devils fan as I am, moved to Seattle like 18 years ago. And, when he moved over there, he was no longer a Giants fan. Now he's a Seahawks fan. And I called him the other day and said, you better not give up on the Devils.
There's another Seahawks fan right there.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. He looked at me, I called him and I said, you better not give up on the Devils. And he goes, dude, my son is named Martin. I don't think I have a choice.
No,
so
not at all.
He doesn't have a choice in it. But it's exciting. It's great for the NHL. It balances out everything. You move Arizona into the Central Division from the Pacific Division.
Right.
And now we have Vancouver has a natural, rival with Seattle, and they're 100 miles away, and that's a great rivalry right there.
They hate each other.
They hate each other.
In soccer
Big time.
already.
Big time.
The Seattle Vancouver rivalry. It's 3 cities. It's Portland, Seattle, Vancouver.
Yes.
That's the Cascadia Cup there out in the Northwest.
Yep.
They hate each other. However, the Seattle fans better not do in the NHL what they did with soccer and just pretend that they've invented the sport and how to support the sport. They're like that in soccer. They just have this air of like, oh, well, this is how it's supposed to be done. We've invented this. It's like, you have not invented this.
No.
Get out of here. You're brand new.
But, I mean, that's kind of what the feeling with Vegas was last year, where there was Vegas fans that were, pining over the team, and I'm like, you're brand new, so.
Yeah, but you know what, though? It was a team in Vegas. They were going to be over the top no matter what. A team in Vegas was going to be just complete over the top. Yeah. All right, but let's get back to tonight.
So, Pete, I have a question for you. Do you ever get an opportunity? I know, obviously, you would never play an away game, but do you ever get an opportunity to travel with the team? Did they ever give you that? Like, hey, do you want to come and hang out?
No, but I know most of the organists in the league. So if I'm going to be in a city like I went to Boston, my friend Ron Poster is the organist for the Bruins. I got with him. He got me a ticket to the game, and I hung out with him when the Devils were there.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm from Chicago, so if I go to Chicago and we're against the Hawks, I'll go there.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ray from the Rangers. I'll try to get a game at the Garden. I've been to Philly for a game. We were in Philadelphia, right, Sabrina? Yep. We were in Philly. That was rough.
See, I lived in Philly for like 6 years. I have a love-hate relationship with that place.
They didn't know. I didn't wear any Devils gear. I just wore like a suit and tie like I do when I'm playing. They knew we were Devil fans.
Oh,
wow.
I don't like going to Philly for any sports stuff.
There and we would sort of cheer when the Devils got to go. And they knew. The people behind us knew we were. It was like, wow, that was tough.
If only they knew you were royalty. Maybe they would have treated you better.
Do you ever look at other guys' setups and be like, wow, I'd like that? Like a little bit of jealousy, or do you prefer your setup to others?
Not now, but up until last year, I had just a keyboard.
Okay.
And I've been lobbying the Devils organization to get a real organ. And last year, we got it. So I'm so happy right now.
Your setup is so incredible.
Yeah, it's cool up there.
So cool.
That instrument I have is amazing. I mean, if you know anything about organs, I don't know if you do it, but it's got all the sounds of a classic Hammond B3 with the drawbars. It's got all the theater sounds, like the one Santa's going to bring me. Right, Santa? Hey, Santa.
He's watching UFC. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's got all
you didn't know Santa Claus is a huge UFC fan.
It's got all the pipe organ sounds, and it's got all the percussion. It's got the foot pedals. It's got everything I need, and it's portable at 55 pounds. So
yeah, it's so cool.
The perfect thing for us at the arena. It's really perfect.
Hey, there's beers coming.
Wow, look at this.
I accidentally ordered 6 of these. JJ took 3.
What are they?
Just leave them over here.
It's whatever you want.
60 minute? Yeah, I'll drink.
He heard 6.
60 minutes? Okay.
6. I only have 6 beers.
Well,
hey.
Appropriately named Beer Baron. What
yeah.
Hey.
Hey,
here's to everybody here.
Cheers. To everyone here. Woo. Cheers,
Happy
Chris.
Holidays,
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Santa. Santa's in the zone.
He's in the zone.
Santa's in the zone.
UFC, man, that's his thing.
All right.
All right, let's get back to tonight. We never offered our predictions on tonight.
We get sidetracked easily in this podcast.
Yeah, it's like ADD Central over here. So we are going up against Nashville and Pecorino. I'm just consistently looking at my phone, waiting to see the starting lineup. I'm assuming it's going to be Kincaid.
Yes, I think so.
I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make a bold prediction: 3-1 Devils.
That is bold.
Remember now, plus we're on the road.
That is bold.
Pretty good on the road. Play pretty good on the road, right? Not lately.
Not this year.
Not this year.
I'm going to go bold: 3-1 Devils.
You know what? I love the boldness. We have not been a good team on the road this year, but I will say that coming off an emotional win, the way they won,
it's going to fire them up
on the back of Nico Hischier.
Yep.
Right? And I think that is very important, because if it was anybody else that scored, it would have been a great goal. It would have been a great win. But the fact that your number 1 overall pick came through
in the clutch.
After everybody was like,
clutch.
Everybody gave him so much heat for not shooting in overtime. Shoot the puck, shoot the puck, shoot the puck. He's always trying to get the puck over to Halsey.
Right.
He finally shoots the puck. He finally scores the goal, and he wins the game in overtime. The elation on his face, on the Devils' face. I agree that the Devils will win tonight. I'm going to say 3-2.
4-3.
4-3.
Raffle?
4-3.
4-3 Devils.
4-3.
You heard it here
3-2,
first, everybody. 4-3.
All right, we're getting the word. We need another raffle pick.
All right.
I got a
Rob, what's the prize? Another picture? All right.
Ooh, that's sweet.
Who is that? What player we got?
Henrique.
Henrique. Ooh.
I like it. That's a good one, too.
A hand-drawn Henrique art piece. Pete, do the honors again.
Wait, seriously, I'm not joking. I keep missing the fact that I can buy a ticket. Can I buy a ticket? These are some pretty amazing things.
All right.
I'm missing out.
For the Adam Henrique hand-drawn piece of art, we have 746038. 7460.
Hey, all right.
Hey.
Woo! 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 Did you guys ever notice that how many woos you hear after we score is relative to the number of goals?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I noticed
Is that done on purpose?
That's on purpose.
Oh.
Okay, so next
See,
time we score, you'll hear a woo. If it's two, you'll hear two woos. When they drop the puck, if we got three, it's three woos.
No kidding.
You know that?
Yeah.
No, I never noticed that.
I noticed that, yeah. I noticed that.
Now, are you the one that can? Are you the one that does that, or
No, that's done from the control.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I
cool.
never see them, but I love hearing that kind of stuff, like that.
Yeah.
Like when we met you at the game and you showed us your whole rig and everything, and you're just kind of. First of all, when you and Charlie were talking, there was a lot of it that was going right over top of my head. You have two musicians that are like, yeah.
And there's the art guy just standing there.
I'm like, I could paint a good picture of this thing. But I mean, oh my, there you go. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I'm good.
Sure.
How many more,
very much.
Rob? How many more do we have?
Yeah, but now if I win,
We got a lot. So we'll do a couple more here. Then we'll do some throughout the game.
That's cool, man.
if I win, everybody's gonna say collusion. You know, they're gonna be like, inside job.
All right, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Pete, let's pick another one.
All right, here we go. Here's
Rob, we're picking
raffle.
another one. Here we go.
Another raffle.
Another raffle. Don't know what you're going to win this time.
Oh, if it's me, I swear to God, we didn't just set this up.
Let me just make sure. All right, good. It's not me. All right. 746020.
Not me.
Yes. There we go. Hey.
Right up front.
What do we got now? What's the prize now?
Rocking the Miles Wood jersey, by the way.
Hey, that's rad.
Hey, the Corey Schneider. This is
Sweet.
That is really
Pretty
sweet.
rad right here.
Is that a
on camera?
McFarlane?
Right here. Awesome.
Is that McFarlane's company?
I think it is. That's rad. That's an
That is
awesome prize
incredible.
right there.
That is.
That's a prize. Yeah.
That's a prize.
By the way, they are super detailed.
They really are super detailed.
If you pay for the high, I'm going to get really nerdy, but if you pay for the high end,
You be nerdy? Never.
for the very high end, like McFarlane toys,
Yeah.
they have like the individual beads of sweat. It's like the craziest thing you'll ever see.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sorry.
This is too much fun. Now I see all the fun producer Sam has at the controls now.
Mm-hmm.
Which he's been very quiet tonight. He's given up his mic for everyone else. He's being very a gentleman tonight and giving up his microphone.
5 minutes.
Well, we got
So
5
you're-
minutes
well,
left.
5 minutes. Oh,
5 minutes.
So Sam is saying,
I see the pregame's on, so we're
hey,
getting closer.
Johnny Quinville.
We're getting
I'm
closer.
telling you,
here.
Quinville's he's going to start to break out.
I hope so. We've had a lot of potential in the last couple of years, and it hasn't amassed yet, and I just can't wait for that time when all that potential just amasses.
And not to
last year, but consistently.
I agree with you. There's always been like that you get the guy that comes up and they're like, yeah, this guy's got so much potential, and like it never really fully pans out, and you get disappointed. Pavel Zacha, he scored like 3 goals in 3 games, and everybody was like, this is it. Boom, breakout. He's going to start to come around, and then he kind of settled back down.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the team this year is like so inconsistent that you're not going to get those breakout moments for these guys where they're going to be, putting up like a goal at a clip and, and doing things like that.
It's still only December.
I know.
I still have hope.
And that's the hardest part, right? It's only December.
It's only December.
We look at the team, and Pete, you look at the team too, and you kind of sit there and you say, man, even though they're going through this rough patch, it's only December. There's tons of time to make up.
So look at the start we had.
Yeah, I mean, they started out hot, and then things kind of like wavered, and then they really.
It's there. It's absolutely there. It's just a matter of being consistent with it.
They need to string together a solid 4 or 5 games.
There's still 52 games left.
Oh no, I know exactly, but they need
52.
Plenty of time.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
We have to win where our opportunities are to win, and then we're going to need some help from other teams. But there's 52 games left.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
It's a ton of time. Man, I'm trying to get on Facebook Live.
All right,
By the way, I tried to get on Facebook Live, but it's not working, so I apologize to anybody that's watching. My phone is not the best.
So I'm going to screw this up. Oh, Tracy. All right, Tracy, who has this odd Facebook name, got so into the podcast tonight that she burnt dinner. Where is it? Tracy got so into the podcast, she burnt dinner.
Sorry, Tracy. Sorry, whoever you were cooking the dinner for.
Tracy from Texas. However, Tracy from Texas, you're so into the podcast that everything else goes away. That's all that matters.
You guys, tonight, when we score and after they drop the puck, what are you going to do?
You have to do it. You have to do it correctly. Now we know we have to do it correctly.
Now you know how to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
We'll get checked off Facebook.
Producer Sam is giving us instructions here.
I'm giving you legal advice. Don't push that button when we're off the street.
All right.
Producer Sam Esquire is giving us legal advice how to not get kicked off of Facebook.
And right now, if anybody cares, Detroit and New York Islanders tied 1-1.
1-1. Out at Long Island. That's right. They're in Nassau tonight.
But wait.
Yeah.
Can we get somebody else's opinion about this? So, Pete, what is your opinion about the Islanders situation playing in Brooklyn and then having to split games? I know we're not an Islanders podcast. We don't want anything to do with the Islanders, but just as a hockey fan or somebody that's curious about it, and being somebody that would have to be at these games. So if you were in the organist shoes for the Islanders, you have to split your time between Brooklyn and then Nassau Coliseum.
I know Paul, the organist for the Islanders.
Okay.
They move the organ back and forth.
Wow.
And that's a big organ.
Yeah.
It's like a 400-pound behemoth. They move it back and forth between Nassau and Barclay.
But doesn't that have to be like just frustrating to, I guess, you're going from one setting where you get comfortable with something and then you have to go to the next setting. And I hear that Brooklyn was never set up for hockey.
No.
And
have you ever been?
No, I haven't.
Have you been there for hockey?
Yes, I have.
It's absolutely a basketball/concert venue.
Yeah, it's when for hockey. If you're on the one side that you can't see the goal on your side.
Wow.
Yeah.
It used to be like that in Phoenix too.
Yeah.
Way back when in Phoenix, there was a second level, and so many rows up, you lost almost half of the zone in front of you. You can see the blue line, and then 10 feet in from the blue line, and then you lost the rest of it.
It's got to be difficult just as from your point of view, but you have to, like you said, it's not like the organist is actually bringing his gear from one place to the other. Obviously, they have somebody transporting it, but you kind of get used to the settings around you. You get used to your routines and things like that. So I can imagine that's got to be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, once you get all plugged in and you're all set, then you're back to where you're comfortable.
True.
You're a professional. You could deal with the ups and downs and all that of technology and moving around. So it's not too bad. It wouldn't bother me so much.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. I was always curious about that.
Yeah.
Because having to split that time between the two, and I know the players are not too keen about going into Brooklyn, and it's been kind of not the most, not the best situation.
Yeah, it's a little tough, but it's a great venue though. The basketball.
Oh, in general, yeah.
In general,
incredible,
it's
yeah.
Great, yeah.
But even for the Islander fans, it's hard to get to.
Yeah. Hey, well, now they're going to have a new arena soon, so everything will work out. It's a shame that Charles Wong had this great idea for what was going to happen in Long Island, and it never came to fruition. And it was such a shame because it would have been such a great venue with the lighthouse and the whole night, and they really had this great vision of how they were going to build everything out.
2 minutes.
Oh, we're just told 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
But either way,
wait.
I'm so sorry. I had to say this. I was reading this thing about the top 100 arenas in the country.
Okay.
Not just for sport or like sports or specifically hockey. That the Prudential Center was number 6 for cleanliness, food quality, safety, and overall experience.
I wanted to woo.
But I mean, but that's extremely impressive, and they should be very proud of that.
It's a great venue.
It is such a great venue.
We just got to fill it more often.
We do, and
we just got to fill it more often.
And you know what? Once they start getting back into the winning routine, everything will start to pan out. But the sight lines in that arena, perfect.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic!
There's not a bad seat in the place.
No, not at all.
You could be up to 225, and it's wow. I could see everything.
And I almost prefer to be all the way up top.
Yeah, you could see, like where I'm at, you could see the plays develop. If you're down on lower bowl, you can't see the other side.
Yeah.
You know, it's great to be close, but where I'm at, especially for the job I do, I need to see the plays develop so I know what's going on. And it's great for me. I love it up there.
Yeah,
I was just talking about this at dinner last night. How it's so much better to be up high and see everything.
Yeah.
And even though sitting on the glass are the most expensive seats in the house, they're the worst seats in the house.
They are. When the play ends, goes in the other in the other end, you can't see anything.
I sat right on the glass for the high school championships last year, and just to go down there. But then I'm watching the game, and it's like you lose the corner here, you lose the corner here. It's like you miss so much of the game being that close.
Yeah, but there's nothing like sitting on the glass when a check comes.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean,
or when you see a play develop and it flies by.
And I still love being down there for warm-ups, and the puck hits the glass, and everyone's like,
My favorite thing is if you ever see somebody put their beer up against the glass.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that the players watching that, and especially during warm-ups, they'll come over and they'll hit the glass and knock everything over.
I know.
Switching sports to soccer, it's without fail during warm-ups. Whenever you're either on like this on your phone or you've decided to hold your beer and take a sip, that's when you get pinged with a ball in warm-ups. I've seen it countless times that people get pinged with a ball when they're not paying attention.
Just a random question, and speaking of something like that, what happens to those balls? They have to get thrown back in,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yep. However, I did see one player just tattooed some girl right in the
30 seconds.
Chest.
30 seconds.
Went up and spoke to her. At the end of the game, immediately went back to her, took the jersey off his back and handed it to her.
That's amazing.
That was fantastic.
That's amazing.
Anyway, that's soccer. We got to get back.
Hold on, but going into a hockey sense of that,
there you go.
Martin Brodeur made a save in Toronto in warm-ups. The puck went off his stick and hit somebody in the crowd.
Yeah.
He signed that stick and went up and brought it. Well, he didn't bring it up to the person, but had somebody bring that stick to that person.
That's fantastic.
So it kind of goes both ways.
All right, so to recap, this has been a charitable event tonight. Toy drive. It's super successful. Rob and the Devil's Diehards. Noel, well done.
Very well done.
Thank you all for coming out.
Great.
The three of us have predicted a Devil's victory. Different score lines.
4-3, 3-1, 3-2.
Thank you. You have better memory than myself. Let's do one more raffle before we go, Pete.
All right.
We'll do one more raffle, and then we'll close it out, and we'll do more raffles throughout the game.
If I win, it's not collusion.
All right. The last on-air raffle, there will be more, just the last on-air live raffle, 746-028. 746-028. Do we have it? Is it me? I hope not. No, good, it's not me. Anybody? 74, we'll find you. You got to still be here. Oh, that's a bummer of a way to go out.
Hey, I got to say, how about these guys in this podcast, huh?
Hey, all right.
Hey.
Sam.
Thank you, Pete.
Your Baron Shorts guy.
Pete, thank you.
Great job. You guys do a great job.
Thank you very much.
Can we get a Let's Go Devils to go out? Anyone want to start it?
Let's go, Devils!
Let's go, Devils!
Let's go, Devils!
No, it's
There we go.
Cool.
Somebody's like, I'm having a cheeseburger. Would you mind?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Pete.
All right.
What? No.
What was that number? Can't hear it in the back.
746-028. 74, no?
Hey, if they did, they did.
Hey, Sam, I took your place of screwing up at some point.
Hey, Rob. Awesome event, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Rob, well done, man.
Thank you for having us.
Well done, brother.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Pete. Here he goes. Producer Sam's back to send us out.
Yeah, send you guys out.
All right.
We want to thank the Devil's Diehards.
Nobody claimed it, so read another one.
All right, we'll pull another one.
Sam, pull one.
Pull one, Sam. I got it. Want me to read it? I'll read it. All right. The next winning one, 7-4, 6-0, 3-4. 7-4, 6-0, 3-4. Anyone? Oh my gosh. I really want to have a winner to send this out.
I can't. Hey! He gets a beautiful braid by Arlette. He wins an autographed picture.
That is awesome. Finally, we sent.
What a night.
Close out the podcast with a winning.
There you go.
With a winning raffle. Hopefully the Devils win.
I want to thank the Devils diehards for organizing this event. Woohoo! Benefiting Oasis, the toy drive. I want to thank Mother's Ale House.
Mother's Ale House.
For helping us out, putting this event together, and I ordered 6 beers by accident.
And that's not.
Oh, gee, we have to drink 6 beers, Sam. That's a. Yeah, in an ale house. That sounds like the most terrible thing.
The selection
Poor
here is
JJ.
fantastic.
Poor JJ. Anyway.
All right, till next time. You guys say.
Till next time, let's go Devils. Woo!
Great job.
I couldn't fucking on any of it. I tried to sign into your Wi-Fi and it's not working. I did the free Wi-Fi.